Hello, Louisville. Guess who's coming to dinner? Well, good evening. How's everybody doing? You know, I got folks watching from all across the country. They're watching in Las Vegas. They're watching in Columbia, Maryland. They're watching in Paris, France. Bonjour, Gilles. You know, I got friends somewhere everywhere. And I'm excited about Guess Who's Coming to Dinner and all the wonderful guests I've been having. You know, I don't know. I'm just going to blow up for myself if I don't blow up for nobody else. But this evening we have a businessman, a young entrepreneur. Well, wait a minute. Well, more better than that. Let me just share with you before I bring him on the screen who's our dinner guest for this evening. Okay, so here we go. Let me just hold on. All right. Boom.
Hello, my name is William Starks, owner of G Starks Realty Company.
Oh, I ain't doing it
I feel like I've been in real estate all my life. It was in the 90s when I started out as a real my real estate license. Real estate has always been a passion of mine. From helping people sell their homes to helping people with their purchase, you know, when it becomes their dream home, this is a great field to be in, and I love every day of it. I have always been passionate about real estate. It gives me a good feeling when I can help connect people with their dream home. In 2000, my mother, Geraldine Starks, started G Starks Realty. She just started the realty company out of a passion to see people want to live the American dream. It was something about her smile. Every time she would help somebody with a home. That's what got me started in real estate. That energy that I saw every time that she closed, every time she helped somebody, every time that somebody would call her and she could answer a question. That's what got me into real estate. No one was a customer. Everyone was a friend. And I will continue her legacy of helping friends live the American dream. And I'm William Starks, owner of G Starks Realty.
Ha ha! Ladies and gentlemen, let me present to some and introduce to others Mr. William Starks, owner of G Starks Realty. What's up, my brother?
How you doing today?
Hey, look, like Clifford Turner says, I'm blessed and highly favored.
Amen. Amen.
Let me ask you, are you still the president of the Louisville Realtist board? Do they still
No,
have it?
we still have it, but I'm not the president. I haven't been the president in 3 or 4 years. So it's been
Oh,
about 3 or 4
you've
years.
been way too busy, huh?
Been too busy. Been too busy. But I do help out with them from time to time. But it's a great organization to be a part of, and it is part of history in this country. So, you know, I never shy away from it.
That's the Louisville Real Estate Board, a Louisville Real Estate Board, right? LREB,
Louisville Real Estate Brokers Association,
Brokers Association. Okay,
in
and
which
the national company is NAREB.
NAREB, National Association of Real Estate Brokers.
And for those of you that don't know, there is a difference between a realtor and a realtist. Most of your realtors are white. Most of your realtists are black. So there's a
Correct.
difference. I learned that because once I belonged to it when I was following around Mr. President Clifford Turner around the country for about 3 years. But
And so
tell me about your business. Tell me, how's it going through
everything's going
COVID?
good through COVID. And it's a pleasure to be on here with you as well. Anytime, you know, I'm asked to talk about real estate, I get excited because I
Okay.
love talking about it. Real estate is still an ongoing great uh, career to have, and the real estate market is doing good.
Okay.
It is what they call a seller's market right now. In a healthy market, there's about an average of 7,000 houses for sale. This market, we have about an average of 1,100 houses for sale. So it is really tight right now.
Ah,
So
so that's good for sellers?
that's good for sellers because supply and demand. That's why you see the home prices coming up, going up so much.
Okay. Okay. So, but the interest rates are still low. They're gonna move, but are they still low, kind of, sort of? Three and under?
Three and under, are we talking 3 bedroom and under, or are we talking 300 and under?
No, I'm talking about interest.
Oh, the
The
interest rate,
interest
yes.
rate.
It's still under 3%. I
Okay.
think it's going to stay under three for a little bit longer. They have started talking about raising the interest rate, but just don't know. Everything's going good. You hate to raise them, and then everything slows down. So we just
Yeah.
gotta see about that.
Maybe the what's the new lady's name? Yellen. Maybe she'll hold off for a minute, you know.
Yeah, hopefully she will.
Maybe till the end of the year, and then she can raise them if she wants.
Yeah.
So tell me. I see that you're into not just residential real estate, but you've kind of ventured over into that commercial vein. Tell me what you're doing over there, and then tell me about your new office up at the Villages at West
All right.
Jefferson.
Will do. So yes, I've been in the commercial for probably about 3 or 4 years now, and that is a hard market to get into. So the challenge is there for me to get into it. We manage probably about 80,000 square feet of leasing space right now. So we do commercial leasing and we do commercial sales, and we are training our agents to be commercial salespeople as well.
Mm-hmm.
So we're not just trying to be a residential real estate company. We're trying to be commercial leasing, and we do residential property management too. So we're trying to have a lot of things under our umbrella and a maintenance department. So we have a
Oh, okay, okay. So tell me about that other piece that you are one of the new tenants up at the
the village at
Villages
West
at West
Jefferson.
Jefferson. All right now.
Yes. So that is MOLO organization.
Right.
Pastor James Edward Ferguson headed that up. It's an $8 million facility. It has 14 retail spaces, 2 floors. We are actually the property managers of that building as well as being a tenant inside there.
All right.
So we got some wonderful people coming. We got Park Community, Louisville Metro Housing. We have Darnell Ferguson from Super Chef. He's coming in with dripping
What's
crab.
dripping crabs?
Dripping
Woohoo! I
crab.
can't wait for that.
Coming. Oh yeah. We have S4S, Sponsor for Success. They're up there. Uh,
Butch Mosby's getting down.
he's getting down. He's
Brother
doing it.
is getting
Doing it.
down with the rental properties.
Right. And we love to have him in there.
Yeah,
And we have Dave Christopher, which is with Amped.
amped.
He
But
does.
now he's not doing music. He's doing something different. A business
He does. It's almost like a business incubator where
incubator. Okay.
he brings the young entrepreneurs in and help them hone their skills. He does coding, so any youth that wants to learn how to code in computers, they come up there and do that as well. And you can just go up there and just work. He has
Yeah.
a incubator space where it's kind of a friendly environment. So we're excited about it. The building started. It opened up the first of this month. We still got a couple things to do to get it off the ground, but
So you think it's gonna be open before Derby, or maybe a little right after Derby? I don't know.
well,
There's a noise behind you. I don't know what it is. Like a feedback.
let me see if I can turn this down a little bit. Is it? Can you
That's
still hear me?
mm, they just keep talking. It sounds like
Okay.
it's me. Maybe I'm up too loud on your system.
Okay. Well, I think the Dripping Crab is going to be open by the end of May. but
Okay.
everyone else is open for business right now.
Okay.
So people are still moving the furniture in.
Okay. Sounds good. So, tell me some of the things that you want to do as far as this real estate in Louisville, Kentucky, and I don't know how you look at the real estate in the West, because the properties in the West are greatly devalued to me. All those big beautiful homes, and
Yeah.
I see them for sale for like $50,000 and $60,000. That's ridiculous. You pick that house up and you move it on Eastern Parkway, and it's a $200,000 house. So what's up with the valuation of the homes in the West? Is that going to change anytime soon?
It's going to change. They devalue those houses on purpose, and we
You
are
think?
no, yeah. And we're getting ready for another gentrification coming to the Louisville, to the Western area, and there's a lot of people behind that to stop that from happening. So there's a push to tell the residents of the West End, don't sell your house, don't sell your mama's house. If she
Right,
passed away and you just don't want it, just don't give it away.
right,
Hold on to your house because that's the wealth. A lot of times that's the only wealth that we have,
right,
and they're
exactly.
giving it away. So what we're doing, we've come down. We actually have, this is our second office. Our first office at Bardstown and Faganbush. Our second office down at the village of West Jefferson. We're having, which we did before COVID, but we're starting it back up. We're getting the youth, and we're doing millennials building wealth through homeownership classes for them. So
Okay.
we getting the 18-year-olds, and we call it a step up and step out program, where you talk to the 18-year-old about building wealth. And that we're not talking about, buying a $200,000, $300,000 house and that's where you're going to live. We're talking about buying a $40,000 house, uh, paying it off. We teach them at 18 about the process. And then at 21, it's time to step out and purchase you a small house. And that
Okay.
house, while you're in college, you can be a landlord and rent it out while you're in college.
Right.
Pay it off, take that money and pay it off within 5 to 10 years, and then you do another one, and then you move in one and fix it up, then rent it out. So we try to teach them that.
Where are you having these meetings?
They're going to be at the new facility
Okay,
once
okay.
we get it together. So, and
So
I'll definitely let
when
you
you
know.
start having when you're ready to start having those classes, come back on and tell me so we can get that word out.
Will do. Will do.
I think I think that's very inspiring. That should be very inspiring, and we might need to do a leaflet drop. We need to get an airplane and drop the leaflets over the West
Oh
End and
yeah,
tell them, don't sell your properties, because I
exactly.
don't think they understand um, what gentrification is, because that's when uh, I'm gonna give my definition, and then I want you to give yours. That's when uh, investors come in and they just buy up properties, and they have no intention of reselling that home. Their intention might be to tear it down and build a building in your neighborhood. They just go before zoning commission and get a permit to be able to build a company in your neighborhood,
Yes.
on your block, in the middle of your street. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's what they do. They move us out of the way. That's like, for some people to understand, gentrification that happened back in the late 50s, early 60s, when Beecher Terrace, everything that was Walnut Street and Beecher Terrace, and the old schoolers that lived in Beecher Terrace, everybody kind of was pushed out. When they closed Walnut Street, they closed all the clubs, they closed the grocery
Right.
store, they closed the drugstore, and everybody started. We were being pushed to the west. Okay, so now that's my idea of gentrification. Tell me what your the true. What I'm saying is partially right, but is there more to that than that?
It is more to it. There's a couple ways to start the gentrification process with the other people.
Okay.
One way is to starve an area. You don't have any businesses come in, you don't have any grocery stores come in, no jobs come in, and you starve it till it becomes a desert. And we're seeing it now. And
Yeah.
then nobody wants to come, nobody wants to bring a job. And then once it gets so low and so cheap, then that's when the
When they swoop
entrepreneurs
in.
come in and start buying up blocks. And
Right.
then they start renting out those houses. So now you don't have a place to live, but all you can do is rent. And now you don't even have a vote because you're renting. Your taxes, you're not paying taxes to get a vote on anything. And those people that are those investors that a lot of them are buying these houses sight unseen. They don't even look at
Right. They
they
just
just
buy them
buy
because
it.
they're available.
The money, they milk the money out of
Okay.
the
We
neighborhood.
got a little technical difficulty. I don't know what's happening. You're going in and out. Is your internet kind of steady?
You hear me?
Say something again. Actually, you look like you're frozen. Okay, you're back. Okay.
All right.
Let's see what
Can you
happens
hear
from
me?
here on. Okay. I'm not hearing you.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now. I mean, I heard you, but you're going in and out. So just keep talking.
All right.
Okay. So let's see what happens.
So so that's part of the gentrification program. I mean, not program. That's part of gentrification
Process.
where they milk the West End and
Yeah.
then they start taking over. A little bit at a time. Because as of right now, the statistics are it's about 60 to 65% of the people in the West End are renting. That is a
Right.
big number,
Right. That is a
and that
huge
means
number. That's why it looks kind of like it looks because renters don't take care of property, and
right.
I don't know what's up with the landlords that they would not want to, that they don't put some value on their properties because most of those houses in the West, those people that own them when they moved to the West, they've died off. They passed them to their children, and some of their children didn't want to live in the West anymore, so they moved on, and now they're renting those properties. So now we've got
Right.
what, 60% renters in the West?
About
Wow.
60 to 65.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot. That's a lot to
And
try to
these
get,
investors,
when you say work on the neighborhood, you know, they have no investment in that neighborhood other than they live there.
yes, and those investors, they just milk it. They're not worried about the beautification of the neighborhood. They worried about their dollar, and
Right.
all they want to do is take that money and run with it. So it leaves us with nothing.
Wow.
So
It's a
I
sad
mean,
state of affairs.
and we're
Sad
trying
state
we're
of
trying to
affairs.
hold it off. We're trying to stop it from happening. The Russell neighborhood is starting to come back. They put a lot of money into the Russell neighborhood
Right.
to help entrepreneurship. There's a couple of nonprofit organizations that are out that help entrepreneurs. So there's a big push to do it, and I don't think everybody knows what's out there and how things are trying to change. But there is a
Hmm.
change that's coming. This time,
Okay.
there's a change is coming.
The change is coming, huh?
Change is coming.
So, William, tell somebody that wants to tell a young person that might be listening tonight that may say, "I'm ready to buy a home." Tell them the things that they have to have in order to buy property. Because I know uh, when you were uh, working with me, well, William sold my house that was down on 47th Street, that big house that faced the park. But the whole process of selling the home, but the buying of the home, all that paperwork, because a realtor can really get on your nerves. Okay, now I need this. I need your bank stubs. I need your bank statements. I mean, your work stubs, your bank statements, and what else?
All that. So the first thing, step one, is to know your credit score. If
Ooh,
you
that credit score. Go on.
credit, like they say, credit is king. Credit is
Okay.
king.
Okay.
And if you don't know your credit score, there's a lot of those apps that you can get that can tell you credit score. And if you go to annualcreditreport.com, that is the government's website where you get your credit report free once a year. Where you get to check your credit, all your everything that's on your credit. You get to
Okay.
check your Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax.
You can get all three of the credit reporting agencies. You can get a report from all three of them. Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
free once a year.
Okay.
So that would be a good step to see what's on there.
Right.
But if you think if you don't have the credit right now, maybe you need a credit repair specialist to help you out, to walk you through getting your credit together. Or maybe you're off by a couple points. Then you might go to a lender, and the lender is going to tell you a couple things that you need to take care of.
Okay. So let me ask you this: when you say, um, repairing your credit, naturally you can go to somebody. But what's a good credit score that you should shoot for? What's a good credit score that makes you a viable buyer?
You should shoot for a 640. Now you can go a little lower than 640, but the lower you go, the more of a risk you are. So the more money they're going to ask you to put down.
Put
So
down, and it has to do with the interest rate that you'll be charged as well, correct?
interest rate, almost like a buy here, pay here car lot. Once you get down under 640, 620, then it becomes a risk.
Okay.
So,
So the best kind of score, really, okay, that's the say that's the medium close to the bottom. But what's a good credit score to have, William?
good credit score over 620. 620 is
What?
called good. I mean, 720.
620
I'm
is
sorry.
good? What?
720.
Oh,
720.
I was fixing to say, you got to be joking.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
720. Okay.
720 on up.
Okay. 720 is a good credit score.
Yes.
So, um, I can say to some people that, a lot of times, uh, when you're young, you really don't have a lot of credit. They used to say it's better to have no credit than bad credit. You remember that period of time when they used to say that?
Oh, yeah.
And most of the time that reflects on the youth, because you just don't have the experience. You haven't been out in the world. You've been to college, and you haven't been on your job more than 2 3 years, so you have not got involved into that system of credit reporting yet, except the one thing that might be on there might be your student loan,
Oh,
and
yeah.
thank goodness they're supposed to be doing some student loan forgiveness. Did you hear that?
Yeah. I hope so.
Yeah.
I
Look,
hope so.
my mother made me sign my student loan at a bank, and I missed one payment, and she called me. I was in California. She said, "Pay that loan and don't have them call me no more." So
Yeah.
I received the threat, and I was one of the, I paid my student loan off. So,
Yeah.
but to have it over your head nowadays is not what you want. Not what
It's a
you want.
lot. And so that you bring up a good point when it comes to our youth and student loans and debt. We have a crisis here, and I call it a crisis because there's not a lot of house on the market what we talked about,
Okay.
but there isn't any more affordable housing. So that's a key point that is missed. It's almost like the domino effect. When you get out of high school or get out of college, you buy you an affordable house, hundred some
Hmm.
thousand. You live in it for a while, then you move up to another house. You get your family, you move to another house, and then when it's time to retire, you come back around, you downsize to that affordable house. So without that affordable house piece missing, kids have to stay in their mother's basement a little longer because now they can't afford a
Right.
$200,000 house.
Right.
But then you can't retire and downsize because the market is so expensive without the affordable housing. You're going to have almost the same type of payment if you try and downsize. So a lot of people are staying in the house more, and a
Right.
lot of people, their kids are staying in the house more as well
Mm-hmm.
because they can't really get the house they want, and the parents can't really move and downsize because now they got the kids home, and plus if they downsize, it ain't gonna make sense because it's gonna be expensive.
Right.
So if we can get back to that affordable housing, then I think the whole cycle will kick back up.
Well, that's a stretch, huh?
That's a stretch. Everything's
That's
expensive.
that's really a stretch. So I'm gonna go from I had another question I wanted to ask you about. So there are some programs for first time home buyers. Tell me about some of those. Do you that I know Urban League has one.
So there are some first-time homebuyer programs. There's not a lot of, I'd say, free money no more. You know, you do have the down payment assistance program that
Okay.
they will lend you up to $6,000 for your down payment on your house, and
Did
it's
you say lend you?
lend you. No more giving
Oh,
you.
they
They
used to give you that, didn't
they
they?
used to give you. No more giving. There's no more
So
giving.
now, okay, so now they lend you.
They lend you, but it's at 1%. So it is all you can find, but they do. And then there are some programs where certain times of the year, I think in March and around October, the major
Okay.
banks have like the welcome home funds. So now that is a grant that they
Okay.
have. We just had it in March. It comes out March 1st and it's until it's all gone. So if you have a contract on a house, your lender signs up for that money as soon as it comes out and locks it in. And that is $5,000 that you can have towards your down payment.
Well, that's good to know.
And it's just
See,
major
those
banks.
kind of things, a lot of times, unless you are in real estate, that if we don't, as a community, put that kind of information out, then there's like pit holes that are being they're
Right.
like traps being set up for new, especially African Americans new families that are want to be homeowners. That if they don't know these kind of things, they fall into these traps and then they get overwhelmed in debt. And I know it's really difficult to be debt free.
It is.
We have to live out. I know I done lived my whole life with some debt, you know,
Yeah.
um, but it's another way. And because really teaching finances was not a part of our growing up,
Yeah.
it
I,
was not
I
a
was
part of
taught
what
how to
I
write a
taught.
check.
What?
I was taught how to write a check and swipe a credit card. That's all I was taught. And I did it very well when I was a kid, when I was
Okay,
younger.
but look now, William. They don't even deal with checks.
Right.
I mean, everything's on an app, a cash app, swipe it, put it next to something and pay for everything. But they still, some of our children don't know the basics of finance and how it intertwines with their everyday life.
You're right.
And I
Because I
think
got in debt.
those are some life skill, I think, programs that need to happen. But actually, they need to happen in the school system.
Yeah. But, and I think that, society, corporations are geared toward keeping us in debt. That's the way they make money. So they
Right.
make it easy for you to forget how much you swipe in a week. You
Yeah.
know, they make it easy for you to do it because then they got the fees, the overdraft
Right.
fees that they make money off of. So
Right.
they're not going to really educate us on it. But
Right.
that's what we do. We have my goal is to have the G Stars Realty Resource Center where you can come in
Ah,
and learn
there you
all
go.
this. You know,
There you go.
bring loan officers in, you know, financial advisors in, and teach everybody. I mean, that is where I'm at now in real estate. I've been doing real estate for a while, and now I think it's time to reach everybody and build wealth. Everybody should
Teach them.
have some type of wealth.
Reach one,
Yes,
teach one. Teach one,
exactly.
reach one.
Yes,
That's where you are. That's going to be a wonderful thing to happen, William, and I can see you moving towards that because I don't think that would take a lot for you to do. I mean, that could be, that's a shout out on, we're going to have a workshop on this night at this time. If you're looking to buy a house, you know, come get some of this information. Come find out where the money is. Come
right,
find out the best time to buy a house.
exactly.
Come find out, because I do my own credit cleanup every so often. Because a lot of times there are some things that are left on there. There's a date when they're supposed to come off. I'm saying, get this off my credit report now. And some things you have to learn how to do yourself. And
Yeah,
people, it's not always that you have to find someone that knows how to do it. But if you just get your credit report and see what shouldn't be on there, you just write those companies letters.
you're right.
That's how
Amen.
that goes.
That is exactly how you do it. I mean,
Yeah,
'cause I tell people all the time, you get your credit report, just go line by line, calling them. If you owe
right,
$100, call them and say, I got 50. Can I pay you 50 right now? Then you take it off my credit report.
right,
And they will. You
right.
know, it takes time. It's either you take the time to do it or pay somebody,
Yeah,
but it
yeah.
has to be done.
So let me go to this next investor partner, business partner with a sports team. What is this? The Louisville Extreme. Tell me about it.
Louisville Extreme Football. It is an indoor football league that has come to Louisville, Kentucky. We're going to be playing games in the Yum Center. It is a black-owned football team, black-owned pro football team. And from
Okay.
what the people at the Yum Center said, this is the first time ever they've had a black-owned team play in the Yum Center.
Okay.
So we are excited for this. Victor Cole is a general manager. This has been his vision and his baby for a while. And he came to me with the idea. I wanted to invest in it, and I wanted to see it grow and nurture the city. I mean, this is the first game is going to be April 24th, and we calling it the Derby Kickoff. You know, come
Okay.
out,
All
have a good
right.
time.
Oh, wow. That's wonderful. So we'll have to get together again before then. Well, this is April, huh? Wow. So we'll talk about maybe next week sometime. We'll do something. Send me some more information so I can put it out there for you.
Okay,
So how
great.
many games are in a season?
I think there are about 11 games in a season, almost like a regular football team. I mean, football
How
season.
many teams are in the league?
You caught me off guard with that.
Oh, okay. So I
But
mean, but you've got enough players, enough
oh yeah,
teams that you can have uh
yeah.
11 games. So
This is a serious
each
league.
okay, okay,
They have it's a West Coast league. So
okay,
we'll be playing teams in Arizona, California, uh, Kansas. So they'll be traveling. This
okay.
is and they have the West Coast League, they got an East Coast League. So this is in some states, this is serious football.
Okay,
So we're trying to bring the indoor football here and make it a serious sport as well.
I see the colors. The colors kind of match some other colors, don't they?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, we did it on
So
purpose.
I said we're staying uniform here. We're gonna be red and black all the way.
Yeah.
That
And
sounds good.
we have several U of L ex U of L players on the team as
On the
well.
team? Oh,
Chris
wonderful.
Redmond is also the president.
Who?
Chris Redmond. He played
Chris.
at U of L. He's a pro football player as well. He came back
Okay.
now. He's the president.
All right.
So we're trying to keep some Louisville ties to bring the Louisville families out.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. So, is there anything else you want to share with our audience, William, before we get ready to go have dinner?
Oh yeah. Well, we are G Stars Realty is a second generation black owned company that has been around for 20 years. This is actually our 21st year. We have two locations, one at 1219 West Jefferson. We have one at 4229 Bardstown Road. We do specialize in first time home buyers. We have 17 agents, and every one of our agents walk you through the process from from first step to the last step. You're gonna get educated, and you're gonna know the whole process almost like you're a real estate agent when it comes to buying. So if you have any real estate needs, please give me a call. Look on our website www.gstarksrealty.com.
And there you have it. Well, William, I look forward to seeing you. I don't know. Do you all have a date for the ribbon cutting yet?
It's gonna be
I don't worried Miss James Etta to death. I was like, so when's the ribbon cutting?
it's gonna be in June.
Oh, it's gonna be
It's
in
gonna be
June.
we got to get past Derby. Like I said, the building still has some things going on in it. We just want to make sure
Okay.
everything is complete. It's gonna be in June.
Okay. All right. Well, tell your Aunt Della I said hello down in Atlanta
Uh,
because I know she's watching too. She's kind of keeps up with me. She usually watches on a weekly basis.
All right, I
But
will
we
do.
want to
And
say, keep doing what you're doing. You know, when you want to come back, let us know when you got something going on that the community needs to know about. Because a lot of time it's just getting people information.
yeah,
You know, if I can be an information source of disseminating some information in any area that's uplifting our communities, then that's what I'm about doing. Okay.
amen.
So on that note, I'll say good evening, Mr. Starks. Bon appetit, darling. Enjoy
All
your
right.
dinner.
And bottom of my heart, thank you, thank you very much for having me on here. It was an honor and a pleasure, and I enjoyed myself. And you have a great evening as well. Take
Thank you,
care.
darling. Take care of
All
yourself.
right.
All
Bye
right.
bye.
Bye bye. All right. That's Mr. William Starks of G Starks Realty. You know, what we were talking about, a lot of those things we need just to educate, especially educate our youth, our millennials, our up and coming, our young adults about buying homes and finances and things of that nature so that they don't fall into some of the pitfalls that us OGs have fallen into over the years. They need some direction sometimes, and that's what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to um, reach one and teach one, or teach one and reach one. Either way you want to look at it. Going on, this is Friday. Want to let you know we've got Miss Ruby Hyde from the Smoketown Heritage Organization coming on Monday, and following that, um, to celebrate National Poetry Month, we have Kentucky's newest poet laureate, laureate, poet laureate. That's right. Her name is Crystal Wilkinson. She was appointed by the Kentucky Arts Council. So she'll be with us next Friday, and she'll be sharing some of her poetry with us on the show. So hopefully next week you'll tune in and be inspired by both these women. And as usual, you if you're watching on Facebook, you know, I'm not gonna go crazy like that other little girl said. Hit the thumb, hit the thumb. You know, but you need to share with us or give us a thumbs up that you like us. And on YouTube, you need to hit the red button that says you subscribe to us. And that way, whenever we come on, you'll get a notice that we're coming up doing the show. At the end of the month, we've got something special planned. It's I'm a Derby baby. So doing Derby, I celebrate my birthday a couple of days before the 1st of May, which gives me April 28th. So we're going to go to Rick B's Cafe. We're going to have dinner with Rick B. I mean, really have dinner. You hear me? We're going to have some dinner. We're going to have some music. And we're gonna swing a little bit to the left to the entertainment, to the music side of Guess Who's Coming to Dinner, or I should say the music side of Jantastic Productions, because that's where the music was all started. So, on that note, it's dinner time. Guess who's coming to dinner? Bon appetit. See you on Monday.